doing a really simple and kind of boring tutorial on the basics of eye makeup, just like where your crease is, where your brow bone, all that kind of basic things. And it's just a super neutral tutorial with a pop of green and gold on the bottom and a shimmery inner corner. I mean, I haven't really done a actual eye makeup tutorial, and so I want to start off to do just the basics. I know I got a lot of requests on my giveaway, which is still open, so that will also be linked in the down bar, to do like on how to apply just the basics of makeup. And I'm in no way a professional. I'm 14. This is just the tips I've learned from YouTube and stuff, and I thought it would be helpful for my future tutorials to kind of refer back to this in case you're kind of confused on the, I guess, techniques I'm going to be talking about in my tutorials. So it's just super simple, and yeah, so if you want to learn how to do this, then stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is apply an eyeshadow primer, and an eyeshadow primer is going to help your eyeshadow stay on all day and make it more vibrant, and this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Lit Primer. Urban Decay Primer Potion is a very popular one. If you're like on a budget, L'Oreal Decrease, or this one's actually $1 from e.l.f. and it's their eyelid primer. That works, but I'm going to use this. And what I really like about this one in particular is it has actually like a peach base to, like a peach tone to it, so it helps counteract any darkness or veining on your eyelids. So I'm applying this from my lid up to my brow bone, so just all of this surface area above your eye, between your eye and your brow bone. And for this specific look, I'm also going to take a tiny bit on the inner corner and take what's left over on the lower lash line. You want to apply eyeshadow primer wherever you're going to be applying eyeshadow. Okay, the next thing that can replace eyeshadow primer or be in conjunction with an eyeshadow primer, or you don't even have to use it, is an eyeshadow base, which is basically like a colored eyeshadow. And this is a paint pot from MAC. This is called Rubensque, and it's just a cream shadow, and it's like a peachy color with some gold shimmer. This one is by Benefit. It's an rsvp. It's a creaseless cream shadow in rsvp. This is actually a mini size. And you could also use like a gel liner. This one's from Coastal Scents. It's just a gold, or a stick chubby eye pencil. Or you could even use an eyeliner and apply that all over. But today I'm going to be using the MAC and the Benefit. And this is just going to make your eyeshadow more vibrant and stand out. And this one has shimmer, so it's going to give a sheen beneath the eyeshadow. And I'm taking this just with my finger. You can use a synthetic haired brush, like a concealer brush or something like that. Like something like this or like this to apply it, but my fingers work perfectly fine. And so I'm taking the Benefit on the inner half of my lid, and it's just like a shimmery neutral pink. And then I'm taking the MAC onto the outer half of my lid. And you could use just one. Make sure you don't apply too much though, or too much of the creaminess might make it crease. Then I'm taking just a little bit of the MAC Rubensque and applying this on my lower lash line. Okay, the first eyeshadow I'm going to be using is the MAC Shadow, and it's actually Grand Entrance, and it's a Starflash. I don't think my camera's going to focus on it. But it looks like this, and it's just a shimmery light pink color. And it's actually limited edition, but Stila Kitten or any shimmery champagne is going to work fine. And what your lid is just like this area underneath your crease, and your crease is where the socket of your eye is. So if you actually feel right here, this is where your eyeball ends, and that's where your crease is. This is the brow bone, inner corner, upper lash line, lower lash line, waterline, and tight line. That little flap of skin right here. So we're going to be focusing on the lid first. And a good lid brush is just a flat eyeshadow brush. This is a Sigma SS239. They actually changed the brush names. This is a 252, and it's just a larger flat brush. Any flat brush that packs on color is perfectly fine for the lid. And so I'm going to take just a tiny bit on my brush at first because this is pretty pigmented. Tap off any excess so I don't have much fallout and no eyeshadow gets in my eyes, because this is broken, so it's kind of like a loose shadow now. So I'm going to take this onto the inner half of my lid where we put the Benefit RSVP, and this is just going to give a nice sheen to our eyes. And I'm patting and then swiping. Okay, now that we are done with the inner half of the lid, we're going to work on the outer half, and I'm going to use the Color Design Sensational Effects Eyeshadow Smooth Hold Palette from Lancome for the rest of the look, and it's just 4 colors. These are easily dupable though. But this is a light shade called Honeymoon, and it's a sheer texture. This is Bikini Gold, which is a shimmer, Dill, which is a shimmer shade, and then Guessless, which is a shimmer. And I'm going to take a mixture of Honeymoon and Bikini Gold with the same brush on the other side of the brush. So I'm taking a little bit of the sheer neutral color and then the gold, tapping off any excess, and we're patting this onto the outer half of the lid where we put the rubensque. You don't have to apply an outer lid color. I just like to do this for some dimension every once in a while. For the crease, I'm going to be taking Guest List, which is that deep brown color. And typically, I'm just using this sheer in the crease and then darker in the outer corner. But you would usually use like a lighter color in the crease and then a darker one in the outer corner. And so, different crease brushes you would use. You want like a fluffy dome brush. This one's actually from Studio Tools from Target, so it's really cheap. And something that just is kind of fluffy to blend a soft diffusion of color into the crease. Personally for me, because I have a really small crease, I like to use a kind of like a small pencil type of crease brush. This one's from Coastal Scents, and it's their Synthetic Deluxe Crease Brush. And I'm tapping just a little bit into that color and starting on the outer corner of my eye and working in. And I prefer not to apply my eyeshadow any more than this line of where my eye is, because I find that that kind of makes my eyes look dark if I bring it all the way in, and it closes up my eyes. And I'm just taking this in like circular motions and sweeping this in my crease. Now I'm going to take this fluffy brush and do the same circular motion just to blend these colors out. And I don't have any products on my brush. Okay, then on the outer corner, I'm just taking a little more product, and the outer corner is where the lid and the crease meets, just on this little end of the eye, and it's just like a V right here and here. And so this is where you want to apply the darkest amount of color for a lot of definition. Next, you want to blend all of these eyeshadows out, and typically you would use like a really fluffy brush like this, which is a SS224, but because I have really small eyes, this doesn't really work, so I use this as a face highlight. But I like either that dome brush that we use, the Studio Tools brush, or this by Coastal Scents, and it's their Deluxe Badger Crease Brush, and it's just skinny, but it's still kind of less dense and more fluffy. So I'm going to do that same circular motion to really blend out that outer corner so it's not a harsh line. And I'm taking the edges of this and blending up to my brow, just so that it's a soft transition from your crease to your brow bone. Okay, next on the brow bone, you want like a light shade that's going to make your eyebrows stand out. You want to have it to have little to no shimmer, and this one has just a tiny bit of minimal shimmer sheen into it. So I'm just taking that same eyeshadow brush we used for the lid and apply that on the highlight. Next, for the inner corner where we applied the primer, we're using a eyeshadow there to just brighten. And you could use a Grand Entrance, or you could use one of the shades in this. But I like my Sally Girl Baked Shadow. It's just like a little shimmery white. And I'm actually taking this little smashbox brush. It came in like a little palette, so I didn't even know I had this. But it was my little brush thing, and I just pulled this out. But I'm just putting this on the inner corner. And the inner corner is just like this little V once again, right here, in this little tear duct area, and then a tiny bit right here. And this really brightens. I like to apply an inner corner color on all of my looks because it just makes your eyes more awake, and I think it just finishes the whole look. Now, this is optional, but I'm going to be doing this just to use the last color and show you. This is the lower lash line, and we put Rubensque, that MAC paint pot, down there. So I'm going to be taking Dill, which is that green color, and that shimmery gold. And I'm going to use a small shader brush, which fits just on the lower lash line to smudge it out. And this is the smudge brush from Smashbox, and it's the number 33 brush. And so I'm going to take the gold and apply this just in the middle of the middle half of my lower lash line, and then the dill on the rest of my lower lash line. And this is kind of like a soft alternative to applying eyeliner down on your lower lash line by still opening your eyes and giving some definition, but by just applying a soft line of shadow. So next, there is 3 types of eyeliners, and this eyeshadow, or this look tutorial video is mostly about the eyeshadow, so I will do an eyeliner video if you guys want me to, but I'm going to show you 3 different ones. This one is the cream liner. This one's from L'Oreal, and it's just a cream gel liner that you use with a thin brush. I'm going to be using liquid eyeliner, and this is the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Liner. And you're only supposed to put that on your upper lash line. You could put it on your lower lash line, but that would be really harsh. And there's pencil. This one's actually white, which I'll be using my waterline. And this is just a jumbo eyeshadow pencil, basically. You could also use this as a base, but this is obviously like a gray. And I'm going to use this on my tight line. For my upper lash line, I like to keep it really thin if I'm doing black liner, especially if it's liquid. And this will just help the mascara look a little thicker because I have really thin lashes. So I'm just lining the outer half of my eye. Okay, so we have our thin line of liquid liner. Next, I'm going to apply my white in the waterline, which is this flap on the bottom. And this is the Rimmel London Soft Kohl Liner in pure white. And white eyeliner just helps brighten the eyes. And then just taking that Smashbox waterproof shadow liner to go. Lift up and just draw on a little line on that tight line. But this will also give the appearance of thicker lashes. Okay, next we're going to apply mascara. This is my Shimmer eyelash curler. e.l.f. has a really good one for $1. Just curl your lashes. This will make the world of difference and it'll help your mascara go on nicer. And this is the CoverGirl Lash Blast Fusion Waterproof. And it's just kind of a basic thickening and lengthening mascara. I'm just still testing it out for a review, so I'm just applying a little bit to my lashes and then a little on the lower. Okay, so you can fill in your eyebrows, but I have pretty full eyebrows. So I'm just taking my $1 Billion Brows Brow Gel and just coating my brows so that they stay in place. And we are done with the eyes. Just focusing on the technique, and so that all of my other tutorials, you can come back to this one if you're confused on what I'm talking about and stuff. So yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.